It's kind of weird, the decision making, because that's all that art is, isn't it? It's just making a load of decisions. It's just making one decision that leads you to two decisions, that leads you to three, but every time when you make the first one, you've cut all those decisions down to what they could be, to, it's just about eloquence of decisions and being finite and definite, and but everything else is very logical. It might be a illogic logic, but every decision has a reason to be made. And yeah, if there was a question about a work that I'd made, why did you make that decision, I could tell you why that decision was made. It might be because the decision had to be made, and this choice was better than this choice. But there's always a definite decision, definite choice in everything. It's not intuitive at all, no. It's kind of like a bit of a logical beast. It's like spastic logic is the good term for it, I think. Spastic logic. It's like a logic that jumps around, but still logic. But it's kind of funny with what I'm doing at the moment, because I'm trying to find ways where I don't have to make the decisions. So, commissioning animators or graphic designers or musicians, so that all those aesthetic decisions are taken out of my hands, and I just make decisions about content and process. It's a bit like process painting. Drip one drop of burnt sienna 3 centimeters in from the left of the canvas, that sort of stuff. But that sort of stuff in organising things. It's kind of nice if you take the decisions out of your hand and leave it to professionals. I don't know anything about drawing, but I know what I want a drawing of, so why not pay a draftsman to make the drawing and let them do whatever they want. In this piece, you never see anybody speaking. So when we talk about a decision process in a practice and mine being logical, it's kind of, a lot of those editing decisions are made by making one decision, and one decision was that you'd never see anyone speak, because it's an interview process and you have speakers and you have listeners, and when people speak, people look at them, but when people listen, you don't often watch someone listening. And there's kind of, if you do watch someone listening, you notice that they look quite bored if you pay attention. And I'm quite interested in that an interview is two ways. It's not just about speaking, it's about listening. And that, yeah, a good interview, a friend said to me recently, a good interview is when it goes to a place that you don't know. The thing on the DVD is that this was the point where something unexpected happened, and it moved, the whole thing moved into being something else, because those tables shifted back and the interviewer started interviewing the interviewer who was interviewing the interviewer. And so that's why this part of it, of the interview, is the most significant in the whole process in a way. Sort of eats itself. The thing about the ghostwriter is he's a ghostwriter, and his profession is to be interested in everything, but also to pretend he knows about everything, and to seduce someone into giving information that they wouldn't usually give. That's kind of a funny job to have, I think. I mean, imagine that being your profession. And there's parts in it where Hans Ulrich and Rem are talking about people in the art world and in the architecture world, and the ghostwriter's nodding, but he doesn't know who they're talking about at all, and you can see it. An image doesn't move. Images are still. moving image is made of lots of still images. Images don't move. That's why they're an image. Images are frozen moments. You have to pause it at that point in the editing for 3 seconds and then start me again. These new flat screen TVs are rubbish, aren't they? Because they don't use lines, they use pixels. They look terrible. I just got one. It's not very good.